Hi, thanks for watching The Freedom Habit. I'm Boyd. I am love. I am worthy. I am limitless. I am abundant. So are you. Claim it, know it, live it. And I'm going to start today by reading a couple scriptures. This one's really old. I'm sure everybody's heard of this one before. It's Proverbs 23:7, where it says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." And that is just so true. Whatever our self-concept is, whatever we believe, who we believe we are, we're going to live up to that or down to that, depending on, once again, our self-identity, our self-concept, the perspective we have of ourselves, and the perspective that we feel like the world has of us, from our relatives and just our job, the way people treat us at work, or at school if you're younger. All these things add up. All these things give us limited perspectives of who we are. And the fact is that none of that's true. We've been manifesting our entire lives. We've been manifesting all the bad stuff too. Not intentionally, but just by not believing in ourselves, by not knowing who we are, by not claiming that we are children of God and walking one with the Creator, and believing that and knowing that deep inside, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you're deserving of anything and everything that you want, that we are put here to enjoy this life, that we can have heaven on earth. And I know it's just temporary here. We're going to have heaven forever eventually, but we can have a beautiful life right now. It doesn't have to be the way people go, well, what is it? You pay taxes and you die or something. That old saying, life's a bitch and then you die. Yeah, well, that doesn't have to be true. We do that though. See, we plant that stuff in our minds and then we believe that's the way it is. And bad things happen and we expect it. We go, well, that figures. I've never had any luck. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Right? How many times have you heard people say that? And then when good things happen, something out of the blue happens good, and we're just like, well, this can't last. This probably won't last, whether it's money or a good relationship with somebody you met. And I've even had people like, friends tell me that before. Things are going too good. Something has to happen. Something wrong has to happen. Well, why? Why do we have to undermine the good and the blessings that we have? And here's the second verse I wanted to read from the Bible. I'm going to read this one because I don't know it. Deuteronomy 30:19. I don't have it memorized anyhow. It says, I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life so that you and your descendants may live. And that's really what happens to us from 0 to 8 years old. We are just recorders. Everything is just recorded into our subconscious mind, and it's there. And once it's in there, it's in there. So we got to override a lot of that negative stuff that was put there by our parents, and that was put there by their parents. And it's a way of thinking, and I don't really believe in generational curses necessarily, but I do believe that people are taught to think certain ways and to expect certain things. And therefore, they just keep reliving the same life over and over again. They live a life very similar to their parents. And yeah, they might go up the ladder a little bit further, but they also think, and I'm speaking from my own experience. We also think we're not worthy, or that money's hard to get. That money's always a problem. Oh, look, here comes that bill. I just won some money at the racetrack, and now I got a bill that came in unexpectedly. Now I got to use all that money to pay that bill. And we just expect things and look for things like that. And you know what? You get what you're looking for and you get what you're expecting. We all do. I had a mobile x-ray company and I was so excited about having it. Me and another guy, we opened it up. And I've told this story, but I'm going to tell you a different part of it right now. I was so excited and we had a brand new machine that we leased, an x-ray machine. All I did was plug it into the wall to get ready to do an x-ray. And it just went, and just the electricity went out. There was no way to fix it. I called the company. We had to send it back, wait for a replacement to come. So we had just opened this x-ray company. We had been open maybe a week and the machine blows out. Well, I got to tell you, right before that happened, I was thinking, wow, I can't believe this is actually working. I was only like 27 years old. I'm 27 years old. I own my own x-ray business. I'm going to nursing homes. We had contracts. We had doctors reading our films. We set this nice company up. But deep down inside, I was like, how did I do this? This seems too good to be true. Well, you know what? It was too good to be true because I plugged in a machine and it just went out. And I think that had something to do with my energy. The energy of I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't ready for this, that this was too good to be true. So therefore, it was. Just to finish the story, my partner did some stuff and I ended up selling the business to him and getting out of it a couple months after that. But nevertheless, see, it didn't work out because I didn't think it would, because I thought it was too good for me. Who am I at 27 to own my own business, a successful business? It went on to be a very successful business, but I was bought out early on. So what am I saying? When we change, when we step out in faith, when we decide to be the person, to think like the person, and become the person. We already are that person, but step into the version, the vibe of that, the frequency of that person who's deserving of these things. Man, our old ego, our old subconscious mind is going to throw roadblocks in our way, just like with me. Just thoughts even like that. Like, wow, this is too good to be true. I should have been just like, yeah, this happened. I put a lot of work into it. I should have been like, I deserve this. I did a bunch of work. I figured this out. Me and this guy set this up. I was the one who showed him how to do it because I had worked those kind of jobs before. But instead of feeling like this is normal, this is good, I've succeeded, this is going to work out beautifully, I was all paranoid thinking how things were going to fall apart. And what happened? They fell apart. That's just one example. But I did that to myself continuously. And I bet a lot of you have too. It's real easy to get caught up in that negative cycle. And once you do, you just perpetuate it and perpetuate it. But no matter what happens, no matter what thoughts pop in your head, no matter what negativity, no matter what the external circumstances, the 3D world is showing you, if you just shake it off and keep your mind focused on what you want, on the things you know that you deserve, and don't get swayed. Yeah, there'll be moments of little fears or doubts that pop up. I mean, we're human, that happens. But, back off of that quickly. Keep your vibe up, keep your thoughts up. You don't have to feel emotionally joyful every moment of the day, but just don't stop believing. Don't stop knowing that you are worthy, that you are the one, that you are loved, that you are forgiven, that you are one with the creator of heaven and earth, of all that is seen and unseen. And it has to come through us from within. Like Einstein said, imagination is more powerful than knowledge. That's because that's where everything that's created comes from, is a human person's imagination, no matter what. And when someone believes in that and they don't give up and they're relentless, things work out. The only way you lose is if you quit. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate you.